The illusion of stillness. Visual cue, a person sitting calmly on a couch drinking coffee. Sudden cut to black, sound of a jet engine screaming, then silence. Right now, you feel like you're sitting still. You are not. You are currently strapped to a rock spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. That is 1,600 kilometers per hour, faster than the speed of sound. We don't feel it because everything around us, the atmosphere, the oceans, the buildings, is moving at the exact same speed. It's a perfect, delicate balance that has existed for 4 billion years. But what happens if I pull the emergency brake? What happens if Earth suddenly stops? T equals 0. I'm not talking about a slow deceleration. I mean a full, instant stop. Spoiler alert, you don't just fall over. You turn into a supersonic projectile. Let's break down the physics of the apocalypse, second by second. The Great Launch, seconds 0 to 10. Visual cue, map of the world. Red zones at the equator, green zones at poles. Isaac Newton has some bad news for you. It's called the Law of Inertia. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. If the ground beneath your feet stops instantly, you do not. If you are near the equator, say in Brazil, Kenya, or Indonesia, your body is currently moving at 465 meters per second. The moment Earth stops, you continue moving east at that speed. That is roughly Mach 1.3. You would be thrown into the nearest wall so hard that your body would essentially vaporize upon impact. It's not just you. Trees, cars, skyscrapers, anything not anchored to the bedrock would be sheared off instantly. Move further north to New York, London, or Tehran. You're slower here, maybe 800 to 1,000 kilometers per hour. It doesn't matter. That is still faster than a commercial airliner. The result is the same: total structural annihilation. Is anyone safe? Theoretically, yes. If you are standing precisely on the North or South Pole, the rotational speed is 0. You wouldn't fly away. You would just feel a strange vibration.
But don't celebrate yet. You might have survived the launch, but you are about to face the wind. The Atmospheric Scour. Minutes 1 to 60. Visual cue. Simulation of global winds stripping the land. The ground stopped. The air did not. The atmosphere has mass, billions of tons of it. It keeps spinning. This creates a global supersonic windstorm, moving faster than the shockwave of an atomic bomb. This isn't just a storm. It is a scouring event. The wind friction would be so intense that the air itself would catch fire. This global blast wave would scour the surface of the planet clean, stripping away forests, cities, and even the topsoil down to the bedrock. If you were in a bunker, you might survive the impact. But the surface of the Earth is now a friction-heated wasteland. The ocean migration. Hours 1 to 24. Visual cue. 3D model of Earth. Water draining from the equator and flooding the poles. Now, things get weird geographically. Did you know Earth isn't a perfect sphere? It's an oblate spheroid. It's fat in the middle. The centrifugal force of spinning holds the oceans up around the equator like a bulge about 8 kilometers high. When the spinning stops, that force vanishes. Gravity takes over. The water has nowhere to go but down, which means rushing toward the poles. Imagine a mega tsunami, not just on the coast, but moving across entire continents. The oceans will drain away from the equator. A massive new supercontinent will emerge around the middle of the planet. Brazil will connect to Africa. Meanwhile, the water has to go somewhere. It floods the north and south. Canada, Russia, Europe, and Antarctica? Gone, buried under kilometers of freezing ocean. The map of the world is now unrecognizable. Two massive polar oceans, separated by a dry, barren ring of land. The 6-month hell, months later. Let's say you survived the impact, the wind fire, and the mega tsunami. Now you have to deal with the sun.
Since Earth isn't spinning, day and night as we know them are gone. A day now lasts 1 year. One side of Earth faces the sun for 6 months straight. The temperature skyrockets past 100 degrees Celsius. The oceans boil. The radiation scorches everything. The dark side? It plunges into a deep freeze, reaching -80 degrees. Is there any hope? Maybe. There is a thin strip between the light and dark called the Terminator Zone, a twilight region where the temperature might be survivable. But because Earth still moves around the sun, this zone moves. You would have to be a nomad, forever chasing the sunset, running from the burning heat behind you and the freezing death ahead of you. The end of the shield. Visual cue, Earth losing its magnetic field. And finally, the invisible killer. Without rotation, Earth's molten core stops generating our magnetic field. Our shield against the sun is gone. Cosmic radiation would strip away whatever atmosphere is left. Earth would slowly transform into a dead red rock, just like Mars. So, the next time you watch a sunset, be grateful. That motion, that dizzying spin, is the only thing protecting us from a very violent end. What other cosmic disasters should we simulate? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and stay moving.